Your website is either making you money or it's costing you money, and there's nothing in between. My name is Ronnie Knuckles, and this is episode 5 of the SEO course that I put together for home service-based businesses. And today we're going to be talking about your website. Now, this isn't going to be a step-by-step tutorial on WordPress or on Duda, but I'm going to walk you through exactly what your website needs to rank well for SEO, the non-negotiables and the must-haves for your website. After that, I'm going to talk you through whether or not you should do this yourself or hire a professional and what to look for if you hire a professional to make sure that you aren't getting ripped off. You don't need to become a website designer. You just need to become an informed buyer. So let's get into it. First, let's talk about the elephant in the room. This is the biggest question. Should you build your own website or should you hire a professional? My honest answer is I generally believe that you should hire a professional. In order to stand out online and do proper SEO, this is because it is a trade. This is something that people specialize in and get paid well for to make sure that their clients succeed. With that said, should you buy or should you build really depends on 3 things. Your time. Building and maintaining a website takes time, not just the initial build, the ongoing updates, content creation, technical fixes, and if your business is running properly, your time is better spent managing the day-to-day, selling and growing the business on the ground. Your technical comfort. If you're comfortable with technology and you enjoy learning new tools, DIY might work. If the thought of dealing with hosting platforms, domains, page builders, if that makes you want to throw your computer out of a window, you should probably hire somebody. And your budget. A professional website built by Crest Digital for a home service company costs anywhere from $2,500 to $7,500 depending on the complexity. DIY platforms will run you about $500 a year. But the question is, what is your time worth? Here's what I recommend for most home service-based companies like dumpster rental or HVAC companies. Do it yourself if you are just starting out and the budget is very tight. If you only need a simple 2 to 3 page website to get started. Hire a professional if your business is more established and is already generating revenue, if you want it done right the first time, and if you don't have around 50 hours of time to properly learn a new website platform. So let's do the math here. In the DIY option, you're going to spend around $500 a year in hosting costs plus 50 hours of your time. So it's going to be 50 hours of your time plus that $500. For the professional option, it's going to be around $2,500 one time plus $400 to $500 a year in hosting costs. So around $3,000 per year. This is what Crest charges for a 12-page website. Now let's say your time is worth $100 an hour. DIY is actually going to cost you more like $5,500 in the first year when you factor in your time versus a $3,000. Now this doesn't account for hoping that you've created a site that actually converts well. Remember, your site is either making you money or losing you money, and there's nothing in between. For most of you watching this, you need to hire a professional, but you need to be an informed buyer. Know what you're paying for, know what you need, and that is what the rest of this episode is going to be about. Whether you build it yourself or you hire a professional, your website is going to need these elements. These are non-negotiable elements for proper SEO. First element here is a clear keyword optimized homepage. Your homepage needs a primary keyword in the H1 tag. The H1 tag is the main headline on the site, the big words at the top. Your business name, what service you offer, and where you serve, all of this needs to be in the first paragraph. Your phone number needs to be prominently displayed somewhere on the first pane on the site. A clear call to action, like call now, get a quote, or order your dumpster, need to be near the top of the first page. Now, here is a good homepage example. The headline is Dumpster Rental in Louisville, Kentucky, same-day delivery. In the first paragraph, we have ABCD Dumpster Rental provides fast, affordable 15, 20, and 30-yard dumpsters for residential and commercial projects in Louisville, Kentucky, and the surrounding areas. Call this number to order your dumpster today. Now here's a bad example, and one that I see often. Welcome to ABCD Dumpster Rental. We're a family-owned business committed to excellence and customer satisfaction. You seeing the difference here? The first one tells Google and your customers exactly what you do and where you do it and how to get a hold of you. Now, let's talk about the structure of the rest of the website. First, you're going to need dedicated service pages for each thing that you offer, whether it's AC installation, or maybe you do dumpsters, In this case, that's what we're going to use. We're going to talk about 15, 20, and 30-yard dumpsters. You need to have a separate page for each size that you offer. If you own an HVAC company, you need to have one for AC repair, furnace repair, duct cleaning, and so on. Your service pages should have the following. They need to target a specific keyword like dumpster rental Louisville. They need to have somewhere between 500 and 750 words of unique content. They need to include photos of that specific dumpster size and explain what that size is best used for. List the dimensions and the capacity of that dumpster on this page. Have a book now or request a quote button, and include clear call to actions throughout the page. The second thing is you should have landing pages dedicated to the cities that you serve in. Keep in mind that you don't need to go overboard here. 4 to 5 city landing pages is plenty to get you started. Each location should include the city and neighborhood name in the headline. Specific neighborhoods that you serve in that area. Why you're the best choice for that specific location. Local landmarks or references, like we serve residents near Veterans Memorial Parkway, or in our case, we serve the neighborhood surrounding Fern Creek Park. Unique content, not copy and pasted from other location pages or straight from ChatGPT without humanizing it at all. Photos of your dumpsters on job sites in that area. Now, the next thing we're going to talk about is the contact page. Now, this seems obvious, but I see home service-based companies mess this up all of the time. Your contact page needs to be simple. Your phone number, big and clickable, especially on mobile. A contact form. Your email address. By the way, hide the email address into a button, and the button should read, click here to email us. This is an SEO tactic. Your physical address, if you're showing it, which you should be, go back to the last episode if you haven't seen that yet. Your complete service, and make sure that it's clearly defined on the Contact Us page. Your business hours, and then a map. This is kind of optional of the service area that you serve. Now, the About page, we need to talk about this. People want to know who they are hiring, and your About page is the way to make this happen. You need to include your story, like how you got into the business. Keep it brief, but make sure it's included. Pictures of you and your team. This is going to help build some trust. How many years you've been in this business. Any certifications or permits that you have that help you guys stand out. Your fleet, like how many cans you have. How many trucks you have for that HVAC company, and why customers should choose you over your competitors. Now we're going to talk about blogs. This is where you're going to publish content that targets the questions from episode 3. Blogs are important to the SEO strategy, and they're a staple for any website in today's world. Examples for dumpster rental blog posts. This is the example we're going to use in this video. What size dumpsters do I need? What size dumpster do I need for a kitchen remodel? Or how much does a dumpster cost in Louisville, Kentucky? Or what can you put in a dumpster? And what can't you put in a dumpster? A 15-yard versus a 20-yard dumpster versus a 30-yard dumpster. Which size is right? And how long can you keep a dumpster when you rent it? These blog posts should answer real customer questions, help you rank for informational keywords, get you cited in AI overviews, build trust and authority, and give people a reason to link to your website. Your website needs to load fast. So here, we need to focus on loading in under 3 seconds, especially on mobile. That's a non-negotiable. Google is going to prioritize fast websites. Customers abandon slow websites, and so does Google. To check your website speed, you can go to pagespeed.web.dev. This is going to be included in the description of this video, and test your website. If it's slow, there are many things that you can do to increase its speed. Now, I would check it on both mobile and desktop. To speed it up, you can compress images. Custom photos can be generally large, so you can compress them, make them smaller, use a faster hosting provider, enable caching, and remove constant running background videos. This is where hiring a professional really matters. They should know how to build fast websites out of the gate. The next thing is mobile optimization. 60 to 70% of local searches happen on mobile. Someone's on a job site, they're in their garage, or they're on a renovation project, they pull out their phone, and if your website doesn't work well on mobile, they are moving on to the next person, and you're losing customers. Your site needs to resize automatically on small screens. You need to have a clickable phone number at the top. It needs to load quickly on cellular data, have easy-to-tap buttons, show your dumpster sizes or the services that you offer clearly on small screens. So test this yourself. If you have a website, pull out your phone right now and visit your website. Can you easily read the text without zooming in? Click the phone number. Fill out a contact form and see the photos clearly. And if not, this needs some work. The website needs to be secure. Now, I'm not going to get into all of the technical details about SSL certificates, but your website URL should start with HTTPS, not HTTP. Any legitimate website hosting platform or website builder is going to include this for free now. If it doesn't, you need to switch. The next thing is schema markup. This is technical SEO that most DIYers mess up. Even some professional builders I see mess this up. Schema markup is code that tells Google that you're a local business. It shows them your phone number, your address, your hours, the services that you offer. So in this case, 15, 20, and 30-yard dumpsters, your service area, and your reviews. Google sees this markup, and they match it with your maps listing. And if things line up and they match across the internet, it helps. When you search for a dumpster rental company and you see star ratings, phone numbers, business hours, all directly right there in that listing, that's schema markup at play. This is one of the biggest reasons to hire a credible professional. Getting schema markup right is technical and it's important. All right, you've decided to hire an agency. You're smarter than you look. But how do you choose the right agency to make sure that you're not getting ripped off? Here's exactly what you need to look for and questions that you need to ask. Here are some red flags. Avoid these agencies like the plague. They promise they're going to get you to the first page of Google in the first 30 days. It's extremely unrealistic, and it usually involves a lot of shady tactics. They won't show you examples of past work. If they can't show you real websites they've built for service businesses, walk away. And I'm talking live URL websites, not mock-ups. They require 12-month contracts with cancellation fees. Good agencies are not going to trap you. They own your website, not you. You should own your domain, the hosting, the website, and all the files. They can't explain what they're doing in simple terms. They hide behind jargon. They hide behind big fancy words. If they do this, they're hiding something. Rock bottom pricing. $500 for a full website or $40 a month. Remember, you get what you pay for. They use proprietary platforms that you've never heard of. Stick with Duda or WordPress or some other established platform. And here's the green flags. They ask you about your business goals first. Good agencies are going to start with strategy and what you actually need. They show you real examples of sites they've built for service businesses, ideally other companies that are in your same niche. They explain their SEO process clearly. They do keyword research, on-page optimization, schema, and some local SEO to start. They provide ongoing support. You should understand how to update basic content on your own website. And they use industry standard platforms like Duda or WordPress. They're transparent about their pricing. You know exactly what you're paying for. They set realistic expectations, and they understand the home services business. They ask you about your service area, what services you offer, your dumpster sizes, and your pricing model. Here are the exact questions that you need to be asking an agency before you hire them. The first question is, will I own the website and the files associated with it? And do you retain ownership if the relationship ends? The answer must be that you own everything, nothing in between. It's your asset that you paid for. Question number 2, what platform do you build the website on? They should be able to explain their choice here. We build on Duda ourselves, but WordPress is very common for service-based businesses, and each of those have their pros and cons. Avoid builders like GoDaddy, Squarespace. These limit SEO capabilities. Question 3, how will you optimize the site for local SEO? They should mention local keyword research and implementation, on-page optimization, like making sure that all of your meta titles, meta descriptions, your headers, your H1 tags, all of those are in line. Schema markup for local business needs to be included. Location-specific pages, service-specific pages, mobile optimization, and speed optimization. If they say, well, we handle all of the SEO stuff, you don't need to worry about that, and don't give you any details, this is a major red flag. The fourth question, can you show me 3 websites that you've built for service-based businesses, preferably companies in your niche? Look at those sites. Do they load fast? Do they work on mobile? And do they look professional? Can you clearly see what service these people offer, where they are at, and how to get a hold of them in the first pane? Question number 5, how long will this take? A professional website is going to take anywhere between 4 and 6 weeks to build. If they say 1 to 2 weeks, there's a very strong possibility that they're going to be rushing and using a template that everybody else has. If they say 6 months, they're just milking you. Question number 6, what happens if I want to leave or switch agencies? You should be able to take your website with you no matter where you go. No penalties, no hostage situations. They give you full access to everything from the beginning. Now, here are some reasonable pricing expectations for home services. The initial build on a standard website, so this is our pricing. For 12 pages, it's $2,500. For an advanced site like 13 to 25 pages, it can go anywhere from $2,500 to $5,000. For a robust site, so like super custom, lots of content, multiple location and service area pages, they can get up there from $5,000 to $7,500, plus your monthly hosting of $50 to $75. And if you do SEO, that can range anywhere from $1,000 to $2,500 per month. If someone quotes you $15,000 for a standard 7-page website, they're overcharging. If someone quotes you $500 total, you're getting a template with 0 customization and 0 on-page SEO. The sweet spot for most home service-based businesses is somewhere between $2,500 and $5,000 a month. All right, some of you are still thinking, look, man, I just want to do this on my own, and I can respect that. Now, if you're going to go the DIY route, here's what I recommend. Our recommended platforms for home service-based businesses are exactly what we use. Duda, here's some pros and cons with it. It's built for agencies that manage multiple client sites. However, you can build single sites. We do it all the time. There are features like client portals. You can white label this out. They have team collaborations, and this makes it easy for scaling website production. One of the cons is pricing is slightly higher than many website builders, and it can be a bit excessive for single site owners or small businesses that don't necessarily need agency level features. One of the pros here is that it's an easy drag and drop builder with fast hosting and responsive templates, allowing you to build a professional website quickly. Now, we use coding to make them more custom. You don't have to, though. One of the cons is design flexibility is a little bit more limited than, say, WordPress. It can make it not great for super high customizability. The SEO capability is great here. It gives you metadata editing, schema markup support, automatic sitemaps, and page speed optimization. For WordPress, assuming that you have a good builder like Elementor, it's flexible, really good for SEO, thousands of plugins. It does require a steeper learning curve, and you do have to have separate hosting. It's best for people that are comfortable with technology and who want full control. The cost is about $100 to $300 a year for hosting and $50 to $100 per month or per year for the theme. It is the best for SEO. My recommendation is that if you're going to do the DIY route, start with Duda if you want simple and fast. You can get a decent site up in 4 to 5 days of work. Use WordPress if you want full control over everything, but you're willing to invest a lot more time in learning. Avoid website builders that lock you in or are too basic, like GoDaddy or Wix. Those free plans are terrible. If you go DIY, make sure that you include all elements that I mentioned here. Keyword optimization, service pages, locations pages, the contact page with a form and phone number, the About Us page with your story, the blog section. Make sure that this thing loads fast, that it's mobile friendly, that you have an SSL certificate, and that you have local business schema markup implemented into the site. Here's my final word on DIY. If your company is making more than $100,000 a year, your website should not be a DIY project. Your website is often the first impression a potential client sees when they find you. It is worth investing in. Okay, so let's bring this home. Here's exactly what you need to do after watching this video. First step is evaluate your current website. Go to your website right now and ask yourself, does it load quickly? Does it have the elements that I listed? Does it work perfectly on mobile? Does it have pages for each service that you offer? Is it bringing in you leads? Are you sure that it's bringing in leads? And if you are, how are you sure? If you answer no to any of these or I'm not sure, you need to fix that. Step 2, decide. Do it yourself or make the hire. And be honest about it. And look at your time. Do you have 40 to 50 hours to build and to learn? Your technical skills. Are you comfortable with technology? Your budget. Can you afford $2,500? Your business revenue. Are you making over $100,000 a year? If yes, hire somebody. Make the decision that's right for your situation. The next step is implementing your keywords. So if you'll go back, you will remember what we talked about in episode 3. Now you know where they go. If you're going with DIY, make sure that they are implemented correctly. If you're going to work with an agency, make sure they have the relevant keywords where they need to be. And one more thing here, don't wait for perfection. Get something going and get it live. You can improve it over time. All right, that is episode 5. You now know what your website needs, whether you should do DIY or hire a professional, and what to look for in a quality agency. In episode 6, we're going to be talking about creating content based on those blog posts that ask questions. We're going to teach you how to rank in search and how to get cited in AI overviews. This is where you become the authority in your market. Hit subscribe so you don't miss episode 6. Let's keep building.